Hey Osage kids, welcome back to Old Wolf. I'm on chapter 44. It was another cliffhanger. Casey was in hot pursuit of Merla, and Neshaba's injured, so here we go. She catches up to Neshaba and, "Why are you just lying here?" Merla screeched into Neshaba's face. "The human is coming. He's a lot closer than before." "I can't move anymore." "You have to," cried the raven, pecking the wolf's nose. "You must." Neshaba struggled to gather whatever strength he had left. Pushing himself up on his paws, he took one hop step forward, only to tumble over. From a distance came a burst of light, and then growling thunder. "Ka!" screamed Merla, and leaped into the air. Chapter 45. Casey saw the raven rise. This time he was ready. He took his position and aimed, took all the proper steps, and released the arrow. The bowstring hummed. The white arrow flew. The bird dropped. Casey's reaction was astonishment. Had he truly actually hit the bird? His heart lurched with alarm. For just a second he expected an automated voice to proclaim, "Great shot!" But there were only two sounds Casey heard: the gentle tip-tapping of rain and his own pounding heart. Casey searched the trees, waiting for the bird to reappear. It did not. Dismay swept through him. Had he really killed the raven? He never expected to. It wasn't possible. The idea of it frightened him. It was just a freak shot, he told himself. He had not really aimed, had not really intended to kill her. He must have missed. Must have, he hoped. Casey moved forward slowly, searching the ground. Maybe the bird was just fooling. She might be faking it. Or was just wounded. He kept looking but saw nothing of the bird. He kept going. Then he stopped. He saw her. The raven lay on the ground, on her back, big black wings extended, as if in upside-down flight. Her legs were sticking up, talons in a tight curl. "Oh my God," Casey whispered. "She's dead." Horrified, he felt his eyes well with tears. He wiped them away, then looked for his arrow, but did not see it. He remembered what his book had said, that an arrow could pierce a jug of sand. This was just a bird. It must have gone right through her. He felt sick. He looked around, fearful that someone might have seen what he had done. It was then that he saw what appeared to be a large dog footprint. There were also bloodstains. Casey's fright increased. Was the blood from the bird or something else? He had shot 2 arrows. Had he killed 2 creatures? He raised his eyes. In the trees above him, 7 ravens were staring down at him. Alarmed, fearful that what the birds might do, Casey knocked another arrow to his string. With a whoosh, the ravens flew off. Casey went forward, bow and arrow in hand. He looked now this way, then that, ready to shoot until he saw what appeared to be an extremely large dog. It was just lying there. He found Neshaba. Ah! Neshaba heard. This is chapter 46. Neshaba heard Merla's last call, but did not understand what it meant. He knew only that she had not come back. Where was she? Had she left him, given up on him? Whimpering quietly, the wolf lifted his head and sniffed. The scent of a human was strong, extremely close. Alarmed, he looked around. A human was standing in the rain, staring right at him. Trying to summon whatever strength he had, Neshaba waited for the human to draw near. Should I keep going? Chapter 47. Casey saw the dog move its head, so he knew it was alive. He could also see the tracks tracks led from the animal back to where he had seen the blood. The dog must be wounded. Did I hit the dog with my first arrow? No, that would have been impossible. The dog was too far from his house, too deep among the trees. His arrow could never reach here. But he had hit the raven, hadn't he? And he hadn't expected that. Maybe this dog had been closer to the house, been struck and dragged itself here. Did he shoot both creatures? Moving cautiously, Casey drew closer. He had been taught that wounded animals could and would defend themselves furiously, and the ground was slippery. He put his bow and 3 arrows on the ground, but held on to 1 arrow, dagger-like, thinking he might need it to defend himself. Moving a little closer, he looked into the animal's face. "What happened to you, fella?" he asked, speaking in a low, soft voice. "You hurt?" Nishaba raised his large head and gazed at Casey. He's alive, all right, thought Casey. Maybe I can help him. As Casey looked back, the dog's golden eyes seemed fierce, but maybe it was just pain he saw. "You're badly hurt, aren't you, boy?" Casey said. "What happened? Did I shoot you? Like that raven?" Nishaba held his gaze. "If I did," said Casey, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. Want me to help you?" Keeping his eyes fixed on the human, Nishaba lowered his head to the ground, his muscles tensed. Casey saw the bloody paw. He stared. It didn't seem like an arrow wound, but was that why the dog was here? "I didn't do that, did I, big guy? Did you step in a trap? Someone else get you? You hurtin'?" Nishaba, unblinking, measured the human's nearness. Casey wiped rainwater from his face. "Do you want some food?" he said. "Some water to drink?" The thought occurred to him that the dog might have a collar with tags that would identify the owner. He moved a few steps closer. Nishaba bared his teeth and growled. Casey halted, stepped back. "That's okay, fella. I understand." For a few moments, Casey stared at the dog, trying to decide what to do. "Okay," he said. "I know I shouldn't have killed that raven, but I can help you, buddy. Stay here," he said, as if giving a command. "Stay. I'll get you some food and water. Stay." Snatching up his bow and arrows, he ran back toward his house. Ah! He thinks it's a dog. All right, so what do you think's gonna happen? Stay tuned. I'll see you guys soon.